So I just briefly want to highlight some recent work we've done at AGBU with the help of AWI and sheep genetics. So this work was done by others. I just happened to be here today and talking on their behalf. Mostly Sam Walkham and Andrew Thompson and Elise done the legwork. But it's an interesting little project where we've done a bit of work to try and understand the genetics of weaner survival in merino sheep. So we all know weaner survival is an issue for all breeders, but particularly in merinos, related to growth rate and other issues. And the current estimates are around a 5% mark on average in merino flocks. So that's too high, and there's opportunity for us to do better. There's obviously clear management recommendations about how to deal with these issues, but we were interested in understanding genetic variation out there in weaner survival in merino sheep. So we got the data from sheep genetics, and particularly Elise went through with breeders and actually tried to work out with breeders if we had a complete inventory of the animals to weaning and then post-weaning to post-weaning age and onto yearling. So we worked with the breeders to collect better data, and we also looked at what was currently being supplied in the Merino Select analysis. We then went on to analyse that data in a range of ways, and we found that the heritability of weaner survival as a trait was low but significant, and there was quite a lot of variation between size in the survival rate from weaning through to yearling in the progeny. Obviously, weaning weight itself is pretty important. It has a big influence on weaner survival. So we looked at the analysis with and without adjustments for the weight of the animal at weaning, and it did have an effect, but there was still lots of genetic variation after accounting for the weight at weaning. So independent of weaning weight, there's still lots of genetic variation out there for weaner survival. So another thing we did was to look at the correlations between weaner survival and a range of other traits. Please don't dwell on the numbers. I should have got rid of some of those, but the bottom line is that there is some indication that there's some correlations with other traits that we're already selecting for. Particularly in this case, you can see that there's some correlations with fleece weight and also fat and muscle, which we need to watch. They were present both with and without that adjustment for weaning weight. There's other traits there that the correlations are estimated with not enough accuracy to have any confidence in. So, in my opinion, we need to watch this space and keep an eye on these things and see if they change with better data. So, using those estimates, we've done some predictions of what's happening to weaner survival based on our best knowledge at the moment by using selecting on our current indexes. And the predictions were not very high, which is good, but there was some indication, mainly because of the correlations with fleece weight, that, for example, if you select on the fine wool index, then we might actually be having a small negative effect on weaner survival. Given that the data set's not that big, and some of the recording of weaner survival is not that accurate, we think it's worth actually getting some more data and collecting this better in industry flocks so we can keep an eye on it and going forward and make sure that we're actually not doing something negative to weaner survival. But I think there's also opportunity for breeders that might have an issue with weaner survival to select on it directly. So if there's enough industry interest, we can turn this into a breeding value and we can select directly on weaner survival. And also we can think about other survival things like ewe longevity and productive life, and doing something more about adult survival as well. And that's about it. Thank you.
So, Daniel, you said that you'd like more data in this respect. Is there anything that breeders can do to help you in that situation?
Yeah, so I should have mentioned that, sorry, but there's one thing we did see is in the sheep genetics data, a lot of the flocks have incomplete submissions to sheep genetics. So not all animals are supplied, so we actually don't know a full inventory of how many animals were born, got to weaning, and then made it to something post-weaning. So we're looking at ways of how we do a better job in sheep genetics of that and capturing things like fate codes going forward. So I think it's a combination of us working with breeders to get a better complete inventory of what actually was born, raised and made at post-weaning.